any justification whatsoever for that. Since it essentially is a way of just putting, policemen's hands and handcuffs on tens of thousands of young men, not only men, but mostly men of color, right? And the fact is, if you're young and
Can a brother get
the national versus local perspective, if you will. We've got the new president, we've got this new attorney general.
Hey, what's up, folks? I know somebody's on here. Just wondering who it is. I'm in downtown Houston right now. It's 11:08 p.m. Central Standard Time, and supposedly the worst hurricane to hit landfall in the last decade is upon us. And I can tell you that absolutely nothing is going on in this city right now. Shit, it's barely even raining. Matter of fact, let me flip the camera so you can see there's a tow truck out there trying to get a couple dollars. Can you blame him? Excuse me, Ma. There we go. It's a cop pulling somebody over. That's about the most excitement I've seen. I guess I'll play a little bit of White Zombie in the background. And you know what? With everything being so dead in the city right now, it's like a ghost town. I mean, it's a pretty bustling city for the most part. It's got me thinking that maybe, just maybe, I'm gonna stop at a bar and have a drink. And it's gonna be your lucky day, because I'm gonna let you take that drink with me. Meanwhile, somebody's talking to me. Who's talking to me? Hi, my love. Ooh, it's my wife. She's present and available. Hey, baby. I'm in a part of town where normally everything's open right now, especially on a Friday night. You'd be surprised how much me that probably thinks I'm following it, so I'm gonna give it like a 30-second head start. I don't want to be that one guy who's out during the hurricane. Oh shit! I was gonna go stop by Conn's, but this car is stopping and turning into Conn's parking lot. So I'm gonna give him more than a 30-second head start, because I don't want to be that guy. God damn, Subway. Oh, how funny is that? It's an Uber driving. Yeah, everybody is scared. Conn's doesn't look closed, but he certainly doesn't look busy. But do we find that to be anything out of the ordinary? Just don't tell him I said that. Here, I'm gonna flip the camera. You are just what you are. Don't play the mistake, baby. Right to the river, sky, electronation. Cry, I need another. So yeah, this is the story, is what's going on at Conn's. Look at that. If I had to guess, I'd say not too much is going on over here. Commotion, I can't take it anymore. Look at that. The only Vietnamese in the city of Houston to be wearing a cowboy hat. He got excited when my truck pulled in. He hasn't seen us in the truck. He's only seen us in the car. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit the block and I'm gonna head to LCC. Les Concert Cafe is where we're going. You guys get to come with me. There's some tunes for you to jam out too, though. I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging. Great to find girls to fall in love with. Look at this shit, man. Get your dumb ass out the street, motherfucker. God damn, nigga, you retarded. Jeez. Oh, wow. Ooh, they just built a new park in Midtown. Man, it looks nice. Open air venue. Winery. Ooh, they're opening a winery somewhere in downtown Houston. Right next door to a place called Reef. Y'all see the cop lights in a different distance? Oh shit! That's the block I was on earlier. Looks like there's a lot more going on than just them pulling someone over. I don't believe so. Maybe they're all scared. To be honest, you would probably have more luck finding out than me because my phone seems to be slow to update because it's showing me that there's absolutely no one watching, but I'm getting comments from a lady named Leanna Brown, and for that I'm grateful. Look at that, look at the popos. What's going on there, huh? Sure, that'll make the news. Hey, it's good to be driving around with that fresh insurance and all that good stuff. Could you imagine if my insurance was out of date or something, or my driver's license, which expires on Tuesday, was expired? I don't know if I'd be driving this close to police officers. I'd be nervous. It's really annoying that this cop in front of me is going like 10 miles an hour. I want to go behind him, around him, or her. I'm sure that'll be the perfect opportunity to pull my ass over and ask me, what am I doing when we said most people should be evacuating? Then I'm gonna have to give this guy or gal a piece of my mind. Doom, doom, doom. I'm gonna look suspicious because I'm gonna go so slow that this officer's gonna be like, look, I'm going 20 miles under the speed limit. Why are you going 20 miles on the speed limit? I'm actually looking for San Jacinto Drive. I'm also not trying to let this asshole get behind me and start running my license plate. Fucking road pirates. Like supersonic, another fool to get down on it. Big sweat, a million miles. I got a hard time explaining. That's what I said. A blast of silence explodes in my head. Franklin Avenue. Well, you'd be happy to know that I did not get pulled over. How, I don't know. I'm assuming that the officer couldn't look in the car and tell that I was just some random black dude. I'm trying. Let me turn this off. Every time I play music for some reason, my stuff gets messed up. My videos, they get taken down by YouTube because apparently the estate of Jimi Hendrix doesn't want their music being played in the background anywhere in the world. It's quite a daunting experience, actually. Alright, there's someone who rolled up behind me, so what I'm gonna do is reverse the camera and let whoever's watching see behind me. Well, there they go. They turned off without turning on their lights. And I missed my turn to San Jacinto Street, which would have taken me to Last Concert Cafe, which is my wife and I's second favorite spot in the city of... It's huge. Gonna build a wall, great big wall, keep out the flooding and whatnot. It's gonna be huge. And I blame the obstructionist for the reason that I missed my turn. And I also blame Paul Ryan. I blame Mitch McConnell. I blame the media. God knows I hate the media. You can't see me? That's racist. It's huge. Bet you can see me now. Look, it's a rap song. Look at me now. Look at me now. Catch me on camera. How about that? Catch me on camera. How about that? Ooh, it's got a paddy wagon. Dang. All right, hey, there's two really big Houston Police Department paddy wagons in front of the jail. And looking kind of cray-cray. I'm assuming that's how they got all the homeless people. I see a couple crackheads stumbling down the street. I see people who just got let out of jail so they could drown in the flood. It's gonna be a shitty night for some people. Huh. If you were here, you'll be here. Come scoop you up. Look, I'm gonna switch the camera real quick. See that? That's the jail that I was in. You know, don't tell anybody though. I've never been to jail. I'm a really good citizen. So, I'm kidding. I've been in that jail a couple times. Because of stupid stuff. Like racing. Not paying tickets so you get a warrant. And another time for beating up somebody that was well deserved. So that was actually probably the first time that I'd say like, yeah, I'm gonna kick up my feet and be here for a while. But yeah, jail's not a cool place. Jail, prison, none of it. It all sucks. I don't know if that dude, Ron Donson, I'm sure you're not listening or watching, but I don't know if you've ever been locked up. But I remember hearing your story. I don't know if you got locked up, but I do know you, I know you got hemmed up for a little bit. Shit, I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We all know somebody who's been locked up, and we can all tell you it's not a pretty situation. Sucks, actually. And you can imagine, I don't sound too hard. I just sound like a normal ass dude. So I go in and people are like, where you from, dog? And I'm like, downtown? They're like, no, where you from? I'm like, oh, actually, I was originally born in Louisiana. So, yeah. Then they're like, man, everybody trying to mess with this dude. Come on, LCC, you gotta be open. counting on you. Oh, man, these cowards. They shut down. Wait, they're open, but they're closed. They just forgot to. Ooh, look. Check that out. They updated their artwork. Pretty cool, ain't it? Last Concert Cafe, downtown warehouse district. Since 1949. That's our spot right there. It's a shame it's closed. I'd love to go in there and hang out. These people are going to regret that tomorrow when they wake up and realize that there's no rain. And they've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, and led astray by the powers that be. Let's see. I think I might make one more stop in downtown before taking it back to the house. There's nothing going on out here. It's dead. All because the Weather Channel told you that water sales were low, gasoline sales were low, so on and so forth. Whatever. People spent their money on all this stuff. One of the things that I realized is that if you have a routine of stocking up for a certain period of time, like for groceries and all that good stuff, then you don't find yourself in a situation where if a hurricane's coming, you have to sit in lines at these grocery stores and hear that you run out of water. There's other water treatment systems that people can get. We use the Big Berkey water filter, and supposedly it is powerful enough to clean stagnant pond water. So now we don't have to sit in lines at stores and end up in a little empty place like this. Yeah, see? It was good. Other than the fact that I had to sit in Aldi for butter and something. What was it? Butter and eggs. I didn't need the eggs, but we needed the butter. We didn't even need the butter, to be honest with you. But we like butter. Everything butter face. Look at this. What's this dude gonna ask me for? Nothing. That trash bag is waving like a flag. Like, I want to sing the national anthem because of how that trash bag is swaying off of that dude. Y'all see the Minute Maid Park? That's where the Astros never win the Super Bowl. Or, shit, man, I'm sorry. That's where the Astros never win a pennant or the World Series. See how much I keep up with sports? I can't even tell you. I'm lying, though. I like the Astros, but still. Even when our team's first place, somehow figure out a way to become last place. It is how it is. How do you know that? How do you know that? Oh, I know how you know that. I'm high on life. I love life. And I'm slightly high on life. I'm looking for Irmas. I just saw Irmas on diners, drive-ins, and dives. Yeah. You don't even have to sit at this light, but just in an overabundance of caution, I'm going to just sit here and not take the left turn that I'm legally allowed to do so. Boop, boop, boop. I should put my arm out the window, too, so that these people can tell that I'm turning. Just in the off chance that my blinker skips a blink, doesn't give them a reason to pull me over. Man, y'all see this beautiful city? It's not bad, huh? I leave the city all the time, and I always come back because I start missing it. I don't really miss it, per se. I like how easy it is to make money in the city. Yeah, it's dead. It's a ghost town. It's kind of boring, actually. I mean, not boring, like, I'm glad that you're here talking to me. But, or typing to me. At least someone is, right? But, no, in all seriousness, there's nobody out. I swear, in downtown, I seen one homeless dude rolling by on a bicycle, and he was the equivalent of one of those tumbleweeds being blown across the desert. So, I don't know. It's a sad day for Houston. I was kind of expecting a little bit more rain, some action, shit, some wind, something. But looks like we're not getting any kind of love. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this left turn over here. Whoop. And that's Discovery Green. That's downtown Houston's largest green space. I'm gonna pull it off so you can see it. You can't really see shit. I'm gonna put the window down. Boom. Go a little bit slower. I'm gonna go idle so you can see it. So that's Houston's largest green space. I know it's not that big. If I had to guess, it's probably like maybe 15, 20 acres in the center of downtown. It's cool, but you know, it's not really that cool. Central Park is a lot nicer, but they do put a lot of money out here. And I'm gonna bust. Oh shit! This is new. Leanna, if you're watching, check this out. I'm at Discovery Green right in front of Georgia Brown. Look what they did. You see this? So, they put some sandbags out. They get the sandbags for you. And that's cool. We understand that. Like, I understand why they would put sandbags. But my concern is that they actually built a permanent obstruction to the part that we would drive. So, I'm not going to be able to get down in the city anymore. Like, it's the part of Avenue the Americas has been turned into a strictly pedestrian walkway right in front of Georgia Brown Convention Center. So there you have it. Captain Obvious? Who's Captain Obvious? I'm just kidding. Hey, Captain Obvious. What are you doing awake? It's 2 hours. Alright, I'm no longer going to call you Captain Obvious. I'm going to call you Robert Michaels, if that's okay. Did you see the little rail come in front of me? Now all of a sudden, Captain Obvious gets on and the wind picks up. We need a little bit more of Captain Obvious here to get this show on the road. Man, I want to follow that train into the Bay Station, but I'm pretty sure that's a one-way ticket to something. Wait, Mom? There's a mom on here? Who's Mom? I'm nervous. Is it my mom? I've been using profanity. Listen to that. There we go. Safe left turn. Oh! Sorry. I'm a bit slow to the punch at times. But yes, that's an extraordinary mom. Not just your average mom. I gotta ask you a question. Is there a possibility that when we go to the West Coast, that I can, if I don't have a paragliding certification, could you take me in tandem? Is that possible? So are you telling me that it takes is it a certain amount of hours, or is it a certain certification that allows me to or allows you to carry someone in tandem? Well, hey, good enough. Somebody else can take me, I suppose. I'm sure it wouldn't be awkward, you know. I've been strapped to another guy before. It didn't sound right, but I've skydived in tandem before. Yeah, I don't know. So you're not certified to do tandem, or you're not certified to just paraglide, period? Like you're doing your training right now? Look, there's two random citizens. That's what my kids call people that walk the street. They call them random citizens. There's two random citizens crossing the street right now. Look at that. She's waving her arms. I have the strangest idea that she might be drunk. Wait, she's buzzing, cousin. I'm about to take. Heard. I got you. You're certified for one. Easy enough. I won't bug you anymore. I'll try to get certified before I get there. If not, then you're gonna have to strap me up with another dude. Alright, we're actually about to pull up on the Toyota Center. That's where the Rockets go to lose. Isn't that crazy? I mean, that's what our sports teams do. They don't bring us rings or pennants or whatever. Boom. I'll put you back right there for the sake of safety. Yeah, I have to be honest with you. I have no doubts in my mind whatsoever that I would absolutely love paragliding. One of the best things about skydiving is when the parachute opens and all of a sudden you get to glide. So that's when that's a feeling that you just can't replicate unless, of course, you do paragliding or hang gliding. And so that's when my new obsession came to start doing non-motorized flight. Even I gave gliding a shot. That allows you to. That's probably one of the closest that you will get to learning to, you know, fly on the thermal waves, and it's, you know, it's just a natural way of flight. I don't know, just talking about it's getting me all giddy right now. I want to go park my truck and jump off one of these buildings and hope that flapping my arm does the trick, but I know that it's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. Even though I haven't done it, I know that, like, you have to be in tune with the elements to make it happen. You know, otherwise it's just it could be uncomfortable or it can get out of hand rather quickly. And I thought it was kind of cool. I saw that you went to the top of the hill and you did that one flight off of the top of the hill. And then what I was wondering is that typical? Is it typical that you go to the top of the hill and you have a target that you're training? While you're training, you have a target, and it's like, okay, we're going to aim for this target for you to land on. Is that part of the training process? The engine room. Yeah, we do know a whole lot more about weathering and dead reckoning and all that good stuff. But we learn about the weather not so we can learn to fly in the weather. We learn about the weather so we could recognize it and avoid it. And that's kind of the downside to shit, man. I can't even think of the term that we use, the academic term for learning about the weather in aviation. But yeah, when we learn about the weather, yep, I do know my federal aviation regulations, without a doubt. I can do those with my eyes closed. I started off with FAR 61, or FAR 60 and FAR 161. But yeah, I also know that I wouldn't be flying nearly as high as I would in most aircraft, so I know that there'd be a lot less to learn. I'd really be learning about, I think, the different rules and regulations in regards to airspace, I guess, like a new type of airspace. I don't even know if there's an airspace for, I don't know if there's an airspace for paragliding. Although on my aeronautical charts, I see it all the time that there's an area. I'm just not sure if there's an actual designated airspace. Where am I? 18,000 feet, well, 17,999 feet to fly. Oh man, what do you do for oxygen and pressurization? Dude, so I would imagine that it's very similar to the Red Bull jump that took place. I mean, obviously it's not the same, but the idea is generally the same, to bring some sort of oxygen with you. I'm not sure about pressurization though. I can't imagine. I'm gonna have to look that up. This is all new to me. There's a lot of things that I've learned and that I know, but that's one thing I've never heard about paragliding over 17,000 feet. Man. So how did you gain an interest in flying? You just woke up one day and decided you wanted to fly? YouTube made you figure out you wanted to fly. That is so crazy. I can literally 45 north, left lane, heard. I can literally identify the day that I realized that I knew I wanted to fly. I had just joined the Army. I was 17 years old, and I was being flown out from Houston, Texas to Oklahoma City. And then soon as I hit the throttle, the first thing that happened was the inertia from the aircraft pushed my body to the back of the seat. And although I had taken physics and calculus and learned about all these principles, I had no clue what it actually felt like. I had flown in planes before, but I'd never flown in a small jet, especially by the military. And so I wanted to learn more about it. And then I started looking up into it, and I just decided, like, hey, this is something I can do for a living. So I went to the airport and I did a discovery flight. That's where you pay. At the time, it was like $65, sometimes $50 at a like real rinky-dink airport. And they took me up in the airplane, and then I knew at that moment that that was something I could do for the rest of my life. And you know what I'm talking about. is you get bit by the flying bug. Doesn't matter what type of flying it is. Once you fall in love with flying, like, you could go broke doing it because you fall in love with it. Because before that, all I ever wanted to do was be like a naturalist or like a wildlife photographer or something silly. And I still do to this day, but I can't shake that passion for flying. I got you, man. Your internet sucks. My internet sucks too. I don't even know who my service provider is on my phone. AT&T, that's the network I'm on. Glad you're accompanying me on this long, boring drive from one side of Houston to the other. You're gonna sell your bike? See, that's what I like to hear. That's when you know that you're passionate about it. If I had to guess, I would say that probably one of the things you want to do when you quote unquote retire is perhaps be a CFI for paragliding. Tell me if I'm wrong there. Is your internet doing good? Sorry, I know sometimes I catch myself speaking and I realize I start sounding like a super southerner. See? I'm telling you. See, you went to the hill and you're sitting there and you're talking to whomever you're flying there with and you're realizing that you want to do this for the rest of your life. Boom. See? I know. Man, it's like deja vu all over again. The sky looks pretty crazy, doesn't it? I bet you could get some good flying out of that. Hey, Robert, I know you saw a little bit of it. Were you able to see some of our crazy adventures on our little road trip? Hey, I know you saw my Maserati posted. I like to drive. It opens up the flood of thought. Positive thought. Okay, the reason I was asking you if you followed any of it is because when we got to, I don't know if you've ever been to NYC, but can you imagine what it's like to tote around 4 kids, especially ones that are little, through the big old city? Dude, you're gonna take a shot? Oh, man. Oh, that's my wife. Bathing? Alright. I'm jealous. But I'm actually headed home, so I'll have a shot with you when I get to the house. Safety first, you know? Yes, with the top down, that's how you have to drive. Right now, before the rain started coming down, I actually had my windows down. Even then, I was letting the rain hit me. I don't know, it just feels good. It's weird. I'm strange. It's all right. I know when I answer both of your questions or comments that it seems a little bit delayed, but I'm going to go back into the whole thing about having the kids. Yes, Robert, you have 5 kids, and I'm wondering if you have ever taken them to somewhere like New York City. So the user, Doug Carr, lives in Brooklyn, and he invited us out for breakfast, a light breakfast and coffee in the coffee bar. And I told him ahead of time, like, yo, man, I'm going to have my whole tribe with me. It's going to be a lot of us, you know, it's going to be 6 people. He's like, yeah, man, it's cool. It's where I take my kids all the time. So we hop up in the subway, and our first experience in the subway was, oh, man, it's hilarious. I don't know if I posted it or not, but there was a homeless guy wearing a kilt. It was a skirt to him, but it was a kilt to everyone else. Some high heel socks, or some knee-high socks, some high heels, and had tattoos all over his face, like Mike Tyson tattoos, and was holding some sort of night-light globe in his hands. And then he asked, he cleared his throat, was like, can I have everyone's attention, please? And then he tells us that he's homeless, and he needs $17 to pay for the shelter for that night. And I was like, huh, interesting. Anyways, that's our first encounter on the subway. So we already know that New York City is going to be it's going to be a wild ride. So we show up to this little spot in Brooklyn called Gotan, and we walk in there, and if there were music playing, the music would have stopped. In fact, there might have been music playing, and it stopped so quickly that we never heard it playing. Either way, everybody in that bar turned around and looked at us as we walked in, one by one by one by one by one. You know, we got a newborn, or my wife has a newborn in her arm. Then we have the 3-year-old, then we have the 5-year-old, then we have the 10-year-old, and it's oh my God, I'm sorry, Devin, I can't remember your age. Sorry, son. But anyways, we have 4 kids, and we go to the counter and we start ordering food. And naturally, being that we have a big family, our bills are normally high when we go out to eat. So my bill counts like $30-something. I was like, oh, sweet. Well, he thought that I ordered less than what I did for whatever reason. We ordered coffee, some orange juice, and there was no place for us to sit. There were only 2-seat tables everywhere in this coffee shop. So what we do is we find a bar. This bar has about 12 seats around the entire bar, or bar seating area, and there's 2 ladies sitting there, and both of them are taking up 6 seats. Person one side, laptop bag on the other, laptop on the counter. So we just walk up to them and we look at them like, because we don't know how to interact with, we don't know what to expect when interacting with people in New York. But they were nice. Well, they kind of rolled their eyes, but they were still nice to move their stuff and be like, yeah, we'll give you a spot. So then we spread out along these 6 bar tables, or bar seating area, whatever. And then Doug Carr walks in with his 2 kids. And now here we are sitting in front of the bathroom, and we're blocking the restrooms. People, and then all of a sudden, once Doug shows up with his kids, and we're sitting there with our kids, I mean, we're talking about 8-9 people, and we're all scrunched up in front of the bathroom, and all of a sudden everybody has to pee at the same time, and one person has to take a dump. So you can imagine what that was like. But when people started coming towards the restroom, they all assumed that we were in a line to use the restroom, and they didn't assume that there was no possible way that there was 6 kids just sitting at a bar, coffee bar area by the bathroom. I don't know. Anyways, and then to make matters worse, my daughter picked up her glass of orange juice and dropped it in my cup of coffee, and it spilled everywhere. And then I know my wife got probably that cold chill of, oh my God, everybody's looking at us. I know I just played it off like, I don't care, somebody better clean this shit up. But yeah, that was our introduction to New York City. But other than that, it was pretty smooth and solid stay. I was just, you having 5 kids, I know you've experienced something like that at least once or twice. So it's just kind of funny to share those stories. I know I've shared those stories with a few people since being back, and they laugh. You know, like, oh yeah. We also walked in a bunch of restaurants, and I don't want to say we were turned away, but they did not facilitate more than 3 or 4 people coming in at a time. Oh, you just thought whatever. I swear, you had a look on your face, baby. I thought you got that cold chill that you get when you're like, damn, everybody's looking at us. But that's good. That's good to know you just let it roll off your sleeve. Because I certainly didn't care. I know for initially, I was mad at Doug. I'm like, really, Doug? You're going to have us come in this place? This place of all places? But that was only the beginning, because the ending was definitely on a high note. Yeah, man, the Great Wolf Lodge. We have one of those in Dallas. I've never been, but I've heard great things about it. I hear that it's a really awesome place. I know it's definitely family friendly, especially for people with the amount of kids that we seem to have. Was it a straight shot drive from Seattle back home? Or did you have any stops? Man, I'm glad you told us to get the big room. I mean, we get the big room regardless. We got a big room in DC, and that rent is pretty high, but there's more to do inside of the lodge than I know in DC. In DC, you have to leave the hotel. Wait, are you telling us don't attempt a 20-hour shot with the kids? Yeah, I don't know about all that. I think we took a straight shot from Colorado Springs back to Houston. That was a 10-hour drive. And our kids are younger, so they all have to pee out of sync with one another for some strange reason. Yeah, so you got a king suite or a full suite where you get 2 rooms. There's like a living room with like the pull-out bed, and they get their own TV, and sometimes it's like 2 pull-out beds and a decent-sized couch, kitchen, and then you get another room, but there's only 1 bathroom. It's like a decent apartment for a short period of time. Hey, Leanna, can you, by looking at the camera, can you tell how close I am to home? Or is it not clear enough? Hey, all right, Robert. I really appreciate you hanging out with me for this drive. Doesn't look like much is going to happen with Harvey. I'll holler at you on Steam It. Peace! Thanks for the prayers. sounds good. Yeah, shoot it over to me, and I'll text you back once I get it, so you have mine as well. We start homeschooling this year, so there's going to be a lot more travel time from an educational perspective.
And he wrote a piece at theconversation.com entitled "Trump's Rejection of National Climate Report Would Do More Damage Than Exiting Paris."
Hey man, you have a good night too. I was looking for your message. You can't see me. I can't see me either. How about now? Catch me on Steam. How about that? Catch me on Steam. How about that? I'm tired. Midnight. Really? So I have to come home to that? I have to come home to that? I'm kidding. I can't tell you how awesome it will be just to see them fat cheeks. Isn't that funny how she refuses to lay back? She has this obsession with using her back muscles. So weird. Shit, what the hell's going on here? Thought our exit was blocked. Yes, we do need to get a bumbo. That will help prevent her. Actually, it's not going to prevent her from doing anything. What it's going to do is help her with sitting up altogether.
Well, news from the BBC. China has banned North Korean individuals and companies from doing new business in China. The announcement of the ban by the Commerce Ministry of Beijing.
Can you believe they closed everything for this? I mean, like, seriously. People could have gone to work today and have been productive. But it's cool, because in America, if you work for a company, everybody knows you got a shitty schedule. And generally speaking, I know not always, you may feel undervalued. So this is like a free vacation day for people out here and everybody else. The companies may act like it's the end of the world, but whatever. I mean, they're gonna act like it's the end of the world because they lost out on some money for a day or so. And yeah, I hope it doesn't get worse tomorrow. But if it does, don't you love the fact that we have another place? Actually, we have multiple places we can go to.
Friday, President Trump signed an executive order targeting Venezuela's state-owned oil company. It will be banned from selling bonds to American citizens.
Do you know where I am?
Mr. Maduro said the decision would affect American companies and the Trump administration would fail in its aims.
In the name of liberty, Donald Trump launches this economic attack. But it won't bring misery to Venezuela. It will only strengthen our dignity and pride. With Venezuela, they won't succeed. Each aggressive act will make us stronger. We will not surrender to anyone.
Come on, tell me where I'm at so I can shut this thing off. Exited. Yeah, but do you know where I am? I could have exited to go through the hood. Oh, okay. You got me. Well, I'll see you when I get home. Love you.
It's 5:06 GMT. Welcome to Weekend from the BBC World Service with me, Julia Morica. So people in Texas are bracing for the impact of Hurricane Harvey, which has just landed in the state and may be the worst US storm for more than a decade. In the last couple of hours, the severity of the hurricane has risen from a Category 3 to a 4. The governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, says the hurricane is going to be